So, you stepped in front of the camera a little bit in at least the first episode.
It's all about the glamour.
So, can you talk a little bit about doing that?
Yeah. Well, the
Off cameo?
whole point of doing the show is to be in it. Not that because when I was a kid, I just wanted to be an actor in horror movies. I didn't want to be an actor and do plays. I wanted to be an actor in horror movies. I loved horror movies and science fiction movies. That's all I wanted to do. And I didn't even want to be the star. I just wanted to be one of the guys in it. If I was in Planet of the Apes, I would be the astronaut that had the horseshoe scar. I'd be fine doing that. Thank you. And then, as my career, moved along, I found that I was much better at being a comedian than a traditional actor. I became a comedian. I became a writer, basically to create stuff for myself. And then I ended up on The Simpsons for a long time, and that was what it was. But my manager, a really brilliant guy, said, the best career advice I can give you is to be the person that hires you. And I thought, yeah, that would be perfect. And the original concept of Stan Against Evil was as a digital short where I would play Stan in makeup. And then when it became a series, I thought, well, no, I need a real actor now. And I was very happy to just play the weird guy that comes and goes. That's all. I'm good at that. That's pretty much my limit. I play in a very limited sandbox, but I love being a part of that world. I love being a character in the world. And much like David Lynch at Twin Peaks, it's just like I like being a small part of that world. And I always like that kind of character, the kind of weirdo that's not supernatural, but is kind of the weird guy that might be sort of like a bridge character. So it was really funny. There's one, Kevin, my character, slowly has a burgeoning relationship with Denise, Stan's daughter, and that develops over the course of the season.
Do you have any specific influences for the direction of season 2 and where you want the show?
Yeah. I ended season 1 with Janet's character swapped out with someone from the 1600s, and they live in modern times now, and Janet is trapped in the 1600s going on trial for witchcraft. And when we end the show, Stan, is in a reality where he never knew Evie Barrett because she died in the 1600s. And so we start and when we were shooting the finale of season 1, Janet was out in this field, and we had all these flame effects and a crane and everything, and I just walked up to her and I leaned down and I said, I don't know how to get you out of this. She thought I had it all planned out, and I had nothing. But then I took the fall, and I winter, and I thought about it, and it was just these things solve themselves. It's based on the desires of the characters. John doesn't know Evie Barrett, but for some reason she's in his head, and he doesn't know why. That was taken directly from Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, when Spock put his Katra in McCoy's head. I go, I'll steal that. And over time, he finds the method by a group of good witches in Willard's Mill of how to travel back in time to save Evie Barrett. And that's not a big spoiler alert that the co-star of the show doesn't die in the first episode. But what is interesting is that John then realizes, well, if I can travel back 400 years to save Evie, what if I travel back 1 year and save my wife's life? Because that's the cross that he bears. And that takes the whole season. And what it does is, as he's fighting demons with Evie, he's also going behind Evie's back and making alliances with demons that he shouldn't be making alliances with because he's trying to find the secret of how to go back and save his wife's life. When he finally figures it out at the end of the season, the law of unintended consequences comes in, and that things don't always work out the way you want. See Pet Cemetery or anything. And so season 2 ends on a cliffhanger that I can tell you, in all honesty, I have no idea how to get us out of. But I will come up with something.
So with that, and it's kind of a little off topic, but not like what type of movies, what movie traumatized you as a kid? Like what really...
People are always wondering that no horror movie scares me.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and people go, didn't you see the actions? I go, yeah, I laugh.
Yeah.
Not that I think it's scary. I mean, it's scary, but that's my reaction to laughing.
Right.
I go to Halloween mazes with my friends all the time. I laugh at them. I laugh on roller coasters. I don't scream. I laugh. It makes me laugh. But when I was 9 years old, I watched The Night Stalker with Darren McGavin, the TV movie, and that scared the bejesus out of me because I was 9. And that movie was set very much in reality. That was the whole premise of that show. Everybody's going, vampires aren't real, vampires aren't real. But there's a vampire, so explain it. I'd never seen that before as a kid. There wasn't a castle, it was just this guy in a parking lot. And that scared the death out of me.
That's how it was with the hitchhiker from Creepshow, the Hitcher?
Yep, same thing.
Terrified me.
And the movie Helter Skelter because it was real. You know, oh, that really happened.
So more of the real things kind of creep you out.
Yeah, it was more of the real. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, other stuff doesn't like. My favorite horror movie this last year was The Autopsy of Jane Doe. So that was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I took, my daughter and I watched it. She's 15, loves horror movies, but that one she got scared at it, and I was just like, that's great.
Now you've covered kind of vampires in the last season.
Right.
There's gonna be a take on the where.
Yeah.
This next season.
Yeah. Oh no, I can say it. We have. I'm trying to stay away from zombies.
Right.
I think zombies are done elsewhere much better. But I like to, I've seen every movie, and I want to do my little salutes to movies. We have a were-pony, half man, half pony, all terror. We have a demonic baby that becomes a slightly larger demonic baby. We have a wraith, which is a flying demon that I thought was really cool, and Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator plays like a 17th century black magician that comes and is here to kill Stan, but makes it fun. It's like the most dangerous game. I like to hit the tropes that I love, but do it in a way that's loving. I mean, the Were-Pony episode is a big salute to American Werewolf in London, and it's just like, you don't need to know American Werewolf in London to enjoy the episode. If you do love the movie, you'll really get the episode. The baby episode, you don't need to have seen Aliens. If you've seen Aliens, you'll really get it. It's that sort of thing.
Are there any monsters or movies that you would like to cover in the future?
Oh yeah, there's so many of them. So many. I already have so many ideas already. I really want to do. It's not based on a specific movie, but I really want to do a Russian egg monster that it's just a monster inside a monster inside a monster inside a monster. I really want to do that. I think there's something to do with the Blob. I think would be really interesting, and I love. I like the idea of War of the Gargantuas, but not giant. I like, what if they were two demon brothers fighting in Wheeler's Mill? And the last idea that I had is I want to do an episode that's from the perspective of the demon, as if we're watching the demon show, and this week he goes to Willard's Mill, but it's his show. I think it would be a really interesting.